Hey everybody, we're going to go over some questions tonight, and so some of these questions are ones we get from people on a regular basis, so we're going to go over these on camera here, and hopefully we can answer some more of them for some more people. So we're going to go with 3 questions at a time here. So our first question is, how many days off is it best to take each week or each month, or basically how many rest days is good? So, what's your take on that?
My take on that, I would have to say, well, it all depends on your goals, what you want to do. Are you competitive lifting, or are you just trying to look good? Are you trying to strength training, or are you just trying to look good? I like it, personally, I like to do a combination of like a lift, day off, lift, day off, lift, day off. Sometimes in the, like say in the wintertime, I like to pick it up just a little bit. I'd like to do Monday lift, legs, and then Tuesday do upper body, and then have Wednesday off, and then I do Thursday legs, and then again on Friday lift upper body, and then I'd have Saturday and Sunday off. And that seems to be working pretty well. Right now I'm a little bit out of commission in a few ways because I got a bad back, but when I was doing that, it was working pretty good. And I just say, like, it all depends on what your goals are. Like, there's professional bodybuilders out there that lift every single day. Well, that's because it's their job and they're trying to look good. That's what they're trying to do. And they have masseuses, like massages all the time, and they allow their muscles to recover all the way before they tear them down and build them back up again. People get confused. They're like, oh, I'm going to the gym, I'm going to get big, pack on some muscle. I'm building muscle right now. You know, you're not building muscle in the gym. You're building muscle outside of the gym. You're tearing down muscle, if anything, breaking it down in the gym, and you're getting bigger outside of the gym. The people think of fitness as like a science. It's something you have to do with your brain also, that other than just physical. You got to think about it and know what you're doing. But from what I've learned, take a day off, lift. Take a day off, lift. Would you have to agree with that? Disagree with that? Or
it is sometimes, yes. I've done a few different ways of doing it. I've trained for both powerlifting and bodybuilding, and I like both, but I prefer the powerlifting kind of training because with that, I mean, you can take days off and it's actually a lot better, kind of like what he said, every other day or something like that, or just, once in a while. It's not as crucial, So rest day is important when building strength. So like even right now, basically what I'm doing right now is a lot more powerlifting type stuff, where it's kind of a less is more kind of thing, where I'll do, like, for example, on chest day, all I'm doing is flat bench press, pec flies on the machine, and then I'll do tricep extensions with the cables. And that's really all I'll do, but I'll kill every single exercise, even if it's just 3 of them. And that's really all you need, as long as you hit everything you need to. You don't need to do 20 different exercises for the same muscle group. And which is kind of where bodybuilding comes in, is like you don't miss a day doing that. I mean, I still train 5 days a week. I usually take Wednesdays and Saturdays off.
Do they usually do a muscle every single day? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that definitely helps to separate it out if that's your goal. And I still do that. I kind of do a combination of both because I work towards both of them. But as far as my preference, I kind of like the strength training a little bit better. It's like for my deadlifts, for example, I prefer to do super heavy weight for less reps. To me, it's actually a lot less painful. Like
it's more beneficial for everyday life too, for you where you're at.
Right. Like this week, I did 10, 15, 20 reps, and when I'm doing that for deadlifts, it just gets pretty aching. Like right now, it's not feeling too great, but I think next week is a little bit heavier, so I'll do less reps. So I kind of prefer to do that rather than. I mean, more reps is good. It just depends on what exercise you're doing, but there's pros and cons to both. Just depends on what your goal is, like you said.
It's kind of like your body is a machine. Once you get in tune to doing it over and over and over again, it'll get easier, and then it'll just be you won't see any progress. You won't climb a ladder. You'll just stay on that right there.
Yeah, there's no right or wrong as long as you keep changing it up and you keep it consistent. There's people will come up with all these different workouts and magazines and stuff, and these magazines have been out since like, I don't know, forever, and you can't tell me that they're coming up with something different every single issue. They're probably remaking the same things because people will buy it. I mean, you can't reinvent the wheel, I mean, there's a lot of different ways to do things, but there's not that many. I mean, a lot of it's probably just restated. So the next question we'll get is, as far as reps, is it best to go high reps or low reps? And that's one thing I kind of went over a little bit before. Your higher reps, when you do higher reps, you go for less weight. So when you see somebody in the gym and they're doing less weight, that's not necessarily a bad thing. They're not necessarily weak. They might be switching it up and they're doing 20 or 30
Quality
reps with that
over quantity.
weight. Just watch how they're doing it. And that's good for getting the blood flowing. For example, I switched to doing, before, no matter what I do a warm-up set with lighter weight than normal, and I'll do like 30 reps just to get everything going. And I've seen that helps a lot. And I just started doing that like a month ago, and I really like that. But then some days you'll do low reps for high weight, and sometimes I don't really plan out what I'm going to do. It just depends on how I feel that day. It's going to be different every week based on what you did throughout the day, or based on what job you do, what you do for work and stuff is going to play a role in or what time of day. I don't prefer to work out in the morning just because I have no energy at that time. So obviously I'm not going to move as much weight or reps. So it's just kind of go with how you feel, and whatever you do, just make it worth it.
And what I'd have to say on that is like I said, it's all about your goals. Do you want to build muscle for looks, or do you want to build muscle for show, or to actually lift heavy stuff? For functional muscle, I'd like to call it. Yeah, you do high reps and it's good. I prefer myself high reps better than low reps. Just doing 375, 1 rep, done. A guy that could bench 275 25 times is going to have a better work ethic, or a better work
Probably have better results.
Better results in the work field than a guy that could just do it once. He's going to be burnt out after that one time.
Better endurance through it all.
Yeah, better endurance through it all.
Keep his energy up. Yeah, heavyweight. I mean, we all try to go for it, but it's not necessarily everything. It doesn't mean you're the strongest man in the world.
I call them ego lifters.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with them. I like to do both. I mean, you go heavy, but really, I mean, like when I bench or deadlift so much weight, you can't do that every week. So when somebody says, "Oh, just go do it right now," it's like, no, it doesn't work that way. There's a science behind it. You got to time it out right weekly, and hit it at once in a great while. I mean, that's why I only film the weeks that I max out, but in between there's a lot of lightweight, higher rep weeks and days and stuff. I mean, it's different every week. You don't lift heavy every week. I tried that once.
A lot of people think it's work. A bunch of meatheads. Oh, I'm just gonna go to the gym, curl some dumbbells. No, they're thinking about it more than they're actually doing it sometimes. So
okay, our third question is how do we feel about supplements? And there's one thing I've learned in the last few years is 85% of your results come from the food you eat. It's all in your diet. And that, if you think about it, when somebody is out of shape, overweight, just not there, it's not because of they're not taking supplements. It's because their lack of activity in their diet. Even if it has nothing to do with lifting. How did you get overweight or underweight? It's the food you eat, So that's the basis of everything. That's how you get your results, just in the way you feel, the way you perform. It's all in the food. So
and you're sleeping.
Yeah, in your sleep too. Yeah. You get lots of rest. I mean, it's all the basics. And as far as supplements goes, those just fill in the little gaps. I used to try and out-supplement, my work and out-supplement my diet, and it doesn't work at all. and they'll push that on you
Sometimes
so
it makes you
hard.
feel like shit too.
Yeah, the industry will push you on that so hard, and because that's the only thing that they're going to make money off of. You know, they can't make money off food. You're going to go to the grocery store and buy that. You know, they make money off T-shirts and supplements, and there's like hundreds of different supplement companies, but essentially they're all making the same damn thing. You know, and we'll show you later on what we take.
Nike versus Adidas.
Yeah, I mean they're all
They're
the same
thing.
thing with the different name on them. You look at the ingredients and they all got the same damn thing. And Operation A is going to be producing the same as Operation B, and they're going to tell you that it's all so much better. And everybody goes, "What's the best pre-workout?" Blah blah blah. I don't even take pre-workout. I'm sensitive to caffeine now, so I can't really have anything. But I've learned that as long as my nutrition is in check, I don't even need it, because that's all it is a caffeinated energy drink. It doesn't really make a huge difference. You know, you feel
It doesn't benefit your gains really unless there's
Right.
branched chain amino acids in it or anything like that.
It's just a basic energy boost if you're lacking. But if you get enough rest, which you need anyways, otherwise it's not going to happen the way you want it to. So as long as you keep all the basics in check like you're
There's been
supposed to.
times where I took pre-workout and it just made me have to go to the bathroom and throw up.
Yeah.
Felt dizzy, and it's because I was tired, too tired to begin with to even take
Right,
it.
and they might taste good, but if you actually think about it, like, do you really notice a difference in your strength and stuff from it? No, not really. Yeah, when I first started, I didn't want to take any supplements because I knew there's a lot of bad stuff in them, and which there still is. They've cleaned it up quite a bit, but you still got to be very aware of what you're taking because it's all man-made. Anything to add to that?
Yeah, I agree with you there. I'd just say if you are just a 18-year-old to 22-year-old and you're thinking, oh, I need some pro hormones and get big that way, I just stay away from that, because you're going to have some big troubles when you're in 30s trying to get it up. You know what I'm saying? you're going to have some issues.
Yeah.
I try to stay away from that.
Yeah.
Unless you keep on taking it, but I doubt you want to keep on taking that throughout your whole life.
Yeah, a lot of the supplement stores will push that stuff on you because they're making commission off this stuff. They don't really, half of them guys don't know what they're talking about. They're just out there to make a few bucks, and that's really what it's all about, is money, money, money. Yeah. And a lot of people don't realize it because they're so brainwashed by it, and they don't realize that hey, these people are trying to sell us stuff for the wrong reasons. And we're about to go to the Arnold Classic coming up next month, and there's going to be supplement boosts everywhere, and they're going to be doing that. And so
Gotta be tougher than a $2 steak.
We're going to
Stay
be
away
ready
from that.
for it. I'm not going to be taking any samples while I'm there or anything like that, but I'll be asking them questions to see how well they know their stuff, and we'll try and get some of that on video as well, so you can see the real deal.
From what I take is a branched chain amino acid, a weight gainer protein, and that's about it. Some multivitamin, and that's good enough. That's good enough to get you going and get you goals if you work hard with it.
Yeah.
And I take the weight gainer protein because I know, I've done research. 1 scoop is equivalent to like 2 scoops of the normal protein. So I'm like, hey, might as well buy it in bulk and get it in the weight gainer kind, So that's the way I go about it. But yeah, like you said, at the Arnold Classic, people are gonna be, oh yeah, take this. You'll probably see a lot of people and be like, you can take a good look at a T-bone steak by sticking your head up a bull's butt, but wouldn't you rather have the butcher's word for it? I'll be like, yeah, I think I'll rather have the butcher's word for it. That's the way you want to do it.
Yeah.
So
You gotta be skeptical about everything. There's nothing wrong with that. So if you have any more questions, just send them our way, and we'll probably address these issues or questions or topics later on with some other videos and branch off of them further. But until then, we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you.
America.
You gotta be shitting me. That wasn't even on. I thought
You have to have a little bit of spice in it. Did it work?